Hi everyone, welcome to Module 6. In this module we are going to learn how to run edit checks and then verify data. We're also going to learn how to open a query, and then we're going to pretend that we're a study coordinator and we're going to respond to that query, and then we're going to come back and pretend we are a site monitor again or a data manager, and we're going to resolve that query. So I want you to look at a couple of different things. First of all, like always, I've created a project-specific document that tells us how to do the work. And I want you to notice I've got my version control in here, and I very clearly identify what the document file name is and the location of the document as well. And again, I've got a brief description of the assignment, so we're going to be running specifically edit checks 5 and 6. But you are free to play around with the REDCap database and run as many of the edit checks in there as I have and do what you would like with them. The only thing I want you to be careful of is don't modify data for a patient you did not enter, because if you go in and modify another student's data, they won't be able to complete their portion of this assignment. And a little caveat, once you run a check or execute it, you have to select clear all to run it again and see the results of the updated value that you have in there. Now, I want to tell you in advance, this assignment can be a little complex and it might take you a little bit of time. You need to read the instructions carefully and watch all of the instructional videos. And then even after you do that, I suggest you have the instructions open as you go through each of the assignments. It does have several different parts. This video is just going to focus on part 1, where we learn how to execute the data quality and edit checks. So hang in there if you get frustrated. Remember, this is a very typical task for either a study coordinator, a data manager, or a site monitor, so you want to at least learn the basics of how to do it. We're going to go over to the REDCap database, and I want you to go down to the application menu here. And if you remember in the lecture, I pointed out that REDCap calls their edit checks data quality checks. So you're going to hear a lot of different terms for edit checks in the industry. Data quality is definitely one of them. We're going to click on data quality, and that is going to take us over to the data quality work area. And you're going to see there's 3 tabs here. There's find issues, resolve issues, and resolution metrics. You're free to play with resolution metrics. We're not going to really do anything with that in this assignment. We're going to be focusing on find issues and resolve issues. So I want to point out that here are all the different edit checks that I've written for the mock 001 database. Some of these here in red are default ones that just come with REDCap. And everything starting from number 1 on down are things that I wrote to match up with the database. We're going to be looking specifically at checks 5 and 6, and we're going to use these checks to perform 2 different types of query or discrepancy resolution. In the with check number 5, it's going to flag a weight that is less than 100 pounds and a pulse that is less than 60. The instructions are going to teach you how to verify that the weight is valid, so you'll verify it, you don't need to do anything else. And then for the pulse, you're going to issue and then resolve a query on that. So back over to REDCap, and let me pull my screen out here a little bit. When you are ready to do the assignment, simply go down and click on Execute for check number 5 and Execute for check number 6. This one takes a little while to run. I want to point out this number here is the number of discrepancies that flagged. Don't worry if your number looks different from the one that I'm showing you now. That number is going to change based on how much data is in the database and what your fellow students are doing with their query resolution. So don't worry about that part at all. Just make sure that you do get a red flag of some sort. There should be at least 1 query in there for each of these for you. If not, contact me. And that you can see your little view key option. And once you have done those tasks, then you've completed part 1 of the assignment. If you can, stay on the screen and move on to the next assignment portion, but if you need to leave the screen before completing the rest of the assignment, it's okay. You can just go back in later and re-execute those checks. You can do that as many times as you want. And the next video that you'll find in here will be on assignment part 2. Let me know if you have any questions, and good luck.